Hello everyone, Cindy here with Monarch Mom DIY, here today with just one quick craft project for you. A few weeks ago, my family went on a backpacking trip and we picked some of these little flowers. I decided I wanted to make a bookmark, so I pressed those flowers. I printed out a couple pictures and we're going to make a fun laminated bookmark. So my little printer prints pictures that are 3 inches wide, so I decided to cut my bookmark at 3.5 inches, and then I just randomly picked 9 inches for the lengths. So I'm going to start with one piece of this craft cardstock. I just liked it for the naturey color. You can definitely do whatever cardstock color that you'd like. And now I'm just laying out my little leaves and flowers that I pressed between pages of a book for at least 2 weeks to get them nice and flat. So here I'm just kind of arranging them, how I'm planning on putting them all onto the bookmark. And then once we have them arranged how we'd like, we'll start gluing them down with just a small little bit of our glitter glue to get them in place. So now that I have a basic idea of how I'm going to have them laid out, I am going to put just a little bit, like little dots of the glue with the fine tip point, basically on the back of the petals. I didn't really worry too much about gluing down the stem, maybe one tiny little dot. And I'm just going to work my way up the bookmark, gluing down each of my pieces. Then once I had glued them all down, I did set that aside to dry overnight. Now, because I was letting that other piece dry and it's kind of bumpy, instead of working on the back of that piece, I decided to cut a second piece of cardstock at 3.5 inches by 9 inches. And this is the side I'm going to put a couple little snapshots from our trip. And also I'm going to use my label maker to print out where we were in June 2025. So this was called the Manistee River Trail and we went in June. So I made 3 little labels that you're going to see pop out of my label maker here. And then we're going to put those between the 2 photographs. And now that we have everything printed, we'll peel the backing off of our adhesive photos here. These I use from my Canon Ivy. It's a small little printer and it prints on these sticker sheets. And then also remove the backing from starting with the middle label that says River Trail. We're going to stick that down right in the middle of the space and then do the other labels above and below. So here are my 2 finished sides. Now on the flatter photo part of the bookmark, I'm going to flip that over and I'm going to run a generous amount of tape runner down the middle and then also all of the edges. I'm going to flip that upside down again and then attach the one with the pressed flowers right on top of that. This is going to give our bookmark a little bit more stability with the double layers as well. Now, I have a laminator, a thermal, a heat laminator. So I'm going to slip this into a laminating sleeve that I have. If you don't have or don't want to purchase a laminator, there are self-laminating sheets that you could do this with. You could also use the contact paper like from Dollar Tree. Sometimes you can find it in the kitchen aisles of like Walmart, stores like that. It does have more of a cloudy finish, but there's lots of options, so don't feel like you can't do this without a laminator. This is just an inexpensive one I received a long time ago. You can find them at Walmart, on Amazon, and I am going to run this through about 4 times because this first time there were still some air bubbles, especially around where the flowers were because they're not completely flat. So I just keep flipping it over, and I'm pretty sure I ran it through 4 times. And this is sped up, so it does go a lot slower, just to make sure everything was sealed in. And I did trim it around all the edges, leaving about, I don't know, 1/8 of an inch all the way around so it didn't come open. Then taking a hole punch, I'm going to punch a small little hole up there at the top. I have some of these bookmark tassels, also from Amazon, from when I did my blind date with a book. Bookmarks, and I'm going to use 2 of them because my bookmark is pretty large. So I'm going to take 2 of them. You go the loop through the hole, then you put the rest of the tassel through the loop and pull the tassel. And there you go. There's my finished bookmark, my little memory bookmark from our backpacking trip. I love the little flowers and then a couple photographs of us during that trip, and just real simply labeling it with where we were and when. So here again is just another look at both sides. I hope you guys are inspired by this one quick DIY project to maybe make a bookmark of your own to have a simple way to keep your memories of trips. Thanks so much, and we'll see you guys next time. Take care.